starting this off and starting off this interview with you, I would really like for you to talk about what inspired you to create this huge Facebook fundraiser. There were a few particular reasons you had when you began this, Vivek. And someone your age, you're so young. What did that incident make you feel?
The first of all thing is that basically we are Indian at the end of the day, wherever we are like living or whatever we are doing.
Right.
Other thing is that as a child, I wanted to join Indian Army, and actually I got an opportunity in Indian Army SSB interview when I was in my last year of undergrad.
Right.
And that time, it wasn't a good time to go to an army because I wanted to pursue a higher education in USA.
Right.
So I came to over here, but that love to our country, that love to our army, it was somewhere in my heart. And I saw this Pulwama attack and our martyrs family and need our support and help from our side. There was I was searching through internet and I got to this Bharat Ki Veer
Yes.
Indian site, and
Yes.
I was trying to just donate from my part. I never donated to this kind of cause before that, so I wanted to do it first. And I saw that they were asking me for my Indian PAN card, so it wasn't handy that time with me. So it was a little difficult for me. It's kind of challenge for me. So I searched for the other medium, like any other fundraiser going on any other website or even on Facebook, so I can donate it. But I saw that there is no particular fundraiser or no particular non-profit or any NGO working towards this cause. So I started my own fundraiser, and there was no NGO, so I started as a personal fundraiser on Facebook. And my initial goal was $25,000 in 14 days. But with my surprise, I just got 25,000 in within 2 hours with support of our Indian NRI community over here.
Right.
So it's kind of an initiative I started through the Facebook for our Indian soldiers.
Right. Vivek, when you started thinking about this idea, I know you said that you didn't realize how huge it will get. And, you started with a whole need for $25,000, which now is over $1 million here. Talking about this, when the Indian consulate got involved, and now that there have been connections made to the Indian government, and there is a transaction process that we are looking at, how was that, experience for you, Vivek? And give us an insight into exactly what is happening with that money and what has been said by the Indian consulate.
Sure. So first of all, thing that Indian consulate got into a picture when we crossed almost $500,000 in 2 days.
Right.
So we need the proper government authority who can take over of this fund, because I don't want any fund to hit my personal account.
Right.
So because there are some security issues with the personal accounts and everything. So that's why I wanted Indian government or any official from Indian government to be a part of this fundraiser and who can take over of this huge fund.
Right.
So we tried to get in touch with different consulates, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and New York City. But New York City were the fastest one, and they reached us to within an hour or something that they can talk about this and they can guide us to transfer this money to India.
Right.
So basically, they provided us great support, great help, and the guidance to send this money to a proper end. And when we started about this fundraiser, we never thought about that we're going to reach this huge milestone within a few days.
Right.
But we achieved it, and that's what we wanted to make sure, that this money is going to a proper hand, to a proper destination. And that's why we needed support from US side Indian government as well as Indian government in India. So that's what we started engaging everybody to this particular fundraiser.
And Vivek, you also met up with Consul General Sandeep Chakravarti, and there were discussions you had with him, and he has been a huge part of this movement, really empowering Indians abroad, NRIs, PIOs, OCI holders to really contribute for this effort. What did you have to say about the Consul General, and what do you have to say about how the Indian government is currently helping these soldiers and has helped you provide more for the soldiers?
Well, about my personal experience with the Indian Consulate General in New York City was definitely a great experience. They met us within like a short time of period.
Right.
I just sent him an email within a day, and they replied back that they are willing to meet us within a day. So it was like a great response. They do know about sensitivity of this particular issue, and they were really quick. They provided us all the guidance and support to transfer this fund. But main problem, not the main problem, but the main concern was that we wanted to make sure that this money is going as fast as possible to the Indian government,
Right.
basically a Bharat Ke Veer. And I have no doubt that our Indian government is not doing anything for our Indian army or their families.
Right.
They are doing everything in their way possible. They are doing their best. And I think within the last 2 or 3 years, they are doing their best to our Indian army, and they can support their families as well. They are starting different programs, different fundraiser and
Right.
everything. So it's a great kind of support from our government as well.
And what do you think that what is your take on how the Indian community is handling it here? And perhaps if you wanted to give a voice or an advice to the Indian community on this issue right now, what would you say to them?
As per like my first experience with this fundraiser, many people were having trust issues first
Right.
thing because it's on the social media, and it's about the money you are donating about it. Some people donated from like the $5 to like the $2,500 in this donation. So they have a right to ask us question about it. So, and they were right on their place that they should ask the question that where this money is going and how much time is going to need it for this transparency or the transfer of the money.
Right.
So Indian NRI community provided us great support, help, and the trust in saying to make this fundraiser to achieve this huge success and the goal.
Right.
So I thank you, our Indian NRI community, especially our silent donor who just donated it, never asked any question or never did any comments on the fundraiser, but they trusted us.
Right.
So thank you so much, everyone, to be a part of this. And I don't have any advice for our community, but I just have one request that if there is any cause, this kind of cause in the future, please do support your Indian Army and their families or any armed forces because they are over there for you. So please do support. You can ask questions as many as you want, but please do your part because they are doing their part. Thank you for that.